Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, we're continuing the journey of Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. This is Season 1, Episode 15. Of course, I will not know the title until I get into the episode. As of the recording of this video, I'm recording this on Friday, uploads on Sunday. Usually I record earlier, but anyways, my reaction to Episode 14, the Charmcaster episode we just saw last week, it's still blocked. Like, they blocked it a few days ago. I appealed or, responded saying fair use, all this kind of stuff. It's still blocked. They usually respond within a day. It is still kind of frustrating. I'm like, ugh. But I still love Ben 10. So, of course, I'm going to continue the show. I'm not going to just sit around and just go, no, I'm done. I've had blocks before, but it's just still frustrating. But anyways, regardless of all, hopefully it'll be released before Sunday in terms of people can actually still watch it. But anyways, so Charmcaster was throughout the whole episode. Of course, she was like kind of the main focus, obviously, in this new magic realm. I loved the building, essentially, the kind of Gwen and Charmcaster not hating each other. Kind of, right? They're working together. It was really cool to see that. And of course, just like episodes ago, Agrigor shows up and he's just wait till the very end and then takes the piece that he needs for the map of infinity. I'm like, of course he did. I'm like, when is he going to pop up? And I'm like, and then of course he pops up at the end again. So he didn't really do anything. He was just kind of waiting around for Ben and them to do all the work. Once again, which is exactly what happened episodes ago. I wish they would have learned that, but they're in the thick of things. They're trying to get this all figured out, and they're trying to stop him, and unfortunately, they're actually helping him. So, I don't know what's going to happen next, guys. I'm not sure what happened in this episode, but I can't wait to dive in, guys. I'm enjoying Ultimate Alien so far. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. Let's dive in, and let's continue Ultimate Alien.
Agrigor has 3 pieces of the map of infinity.
Yep.
We know. Every time you got a piece, we were right there.
You failed to stop Agrigor from gathering 3 of the 4
Maybe.
pieces of the map of infinity. He will go to the Forge of Creation.
Which you still won't tell us anything about.
Pay attention, this is important.
No, it isn't. You're yelling at us and telling us how stupid we are.
You are absolutely correct. The Perplexahedron. I'm sending you there now.
Oh, they're lucky to have their,
That's the way to
I forget what it's called. Rust bucket. There you go.
Azimuth.
Holy crap.
That thing is huge. Maybe we should ask him.
Ooh. Those are not going to do anything. Perplexahedron. Oh, Jesus. That title. Oh.
Behold.
Mmm. So lucky. Well. My God.
So which way did he go? I'm thinking here. It's the only hatch in the landing bay. Great. A lot of doors.
Yeah, be careful, because that just shut back on you.
Sorry.
Oh, that's trippy.
You ever get the feeling the exact same thing has happened to you before? This was definitely the door to the hangar.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Ben's always sure about that kind of stuff.
Gwen, leave behind some breadcrumbs.
Good idea.
That's not going to work, I don't think.
Take a look back the way we came. Weird.
But we just came out of there.
You think that's weird? Take a look at this. How are we supposed to find Agrigor in this maze? We keep moving.
That's not going to work. Can he crash through, though? Can he? Nope. Nope. So what's she going to do? Let's create a circle.
A little cozy.
Thracian!
Let me guess. Another room, another trap?
Maybe.
Let's just keep moving.
What? Okay. What is it? Blades.
Feel better?
Okay. No.
Strangely, no.
We've got to take out those blades!
How? Interesting. I'm a big dude. Take me out. Oh, that's cool. Okay, go Gwen.
I'm gonna try an old favorite.
What? Who? Oh my God! Wow. That was quick, but that was
Still
cool.
don't know where Gwen is. We were arch enemies, and now you're like the big brother I never had.
Ooh.
I remember.
What? It's true.
Unless you want to talk about this stuff. I owe you guys for changing my life.
That's awesome. I love that.
Thanks for sharing that with me, Kevin. We wish.
Goop?
That's acid.
Oh, never mind.
Whoa.
To the wall you go. Oh boy. Out of my way, Gwen.
One of Tennyson's lackeys.
I like how he's just ignoring her. He's like, lackey, whatever. Damn. Oh, it's snowing in this one. Winter Wonderland. He doesn't care.
You amuse me less and less. I have a map to find.
A map. To infinity. Oh! Thank you, Ben.
Gwen.
Oh, kiss.
Why don't you guys get a room? Absolute blind luck.
Total accident.
Yeah, blind
Which
luck.
is the same way I found Agrigor.
This place lets us go anywhere we want. The door's even open for us. What does a death trap need with guards? Huh?
Point.
The guards only appear when you're going where you're not allowed to be. Ah! Spider room was like 10 rooms ago.
What? I want to see the spider room. Dive on in. Nice. Oh, who's this?
I am the sentinel. Fills me with relief.
Good.
We have won. Max Tennyson would be proud.
Yes, he would.
You know
Yes.
my grandfather?
Keep that peace. Do not let him have
And
it.
maybe you could tell us why Paradox really hid the map. What was that?
He's probably found a way to break
This
through.
place has served its function.
He's just sitting there. Wow.
How do you know which way? The map piece.
Mmm.
I can't just leave the sentinel behind.
Come on. I
Not
get
in
it, but
this.
It's set to find the rust bucket.
I will never tell.
Cannon bolt.
To me.
Ultimate. I love it. That's cool.
I've got it. Let's go.
Agrigor's not getting away from me again.
Yeah, it wasn't done, dude.
Ben!
Ugh.
At last.
Motherfucker. Ugh. I'm glad they saved the guy, but still. Ugh.
It was the map you were meant to save.
Yeah.
Not me. I have failed. All is lost.
But we're not gonna lose the war.
I mean,
Agrigor has
he already
the
has the map, though. Okay. This episode was intense. Interesting in terms of the puzzles, and I'll definitely talk about some of those things, but this episode had Ben make a decision, but it's what Ben would have done regardless, right? He went back with Gwen to save the Sentinel that was guarding the piece of the map, the final piece. And they had the piece. The Sentinel was just sitting in his chair, waiting to die. His whole purpose was to protect that piece of the map, and he thought he succeeded. And just the way they played up that scene where he's like realizing my whole purpose was to protect the map, piece of the map, and I thought I succeeded because Ben got it and then left. And then you came back and you saved me. Now Agrigor has it, and now I have failed in protecting the map. I thought I succeeded. I have now failed. And then he just basically just disappears. Just nothing. Gone. Kevin's making the point, and Gwen was saying, you know, both to Ben at the end there, saying, you did what you thought was right. You will never leave people behind. That's not what you are. Because Ben's a hero. Kevin and Gwen are heroes. Like, they're heroes. That's what they do. So it literally was a really, really bad situation. But I think in this instance, even though, and I understand this point, they don't know what exactly the map of infinity leads to. They don't know because Azimuth won't tell them. Azimuth just will not say what it is. You can't comprehend it. Infinite power, all this stuff. Okay, but what exactly is it leading to? They don't know. But they knew how important this was, I think. And I get it, it's story purposes. You had to have Agrigor get the final piece. Because, like, once you introduce the map of infinity, and that's the whole goal of Ultimate Agrigor, once he's now become Ultimate, his whole goal is to get the pieces, all 4 pieces, and use the map of infinity to get whatever it leads to, right? I knew he was going to get all 4 pieces. I knew he was, because I think it would be anticlimactic. Is that correct pronunciation? I think. But it would not be satisfying if he didn't get all pieces and he got destroyed, or they won and he never went to whatever it is. Because if it's so important and they're making it so important, you got to go to it, whatever it is. So of course he had to get the final piece. I do think it raises questions and has us having conversations about Ben's decision, and also Gwen, because she went with him as well, and Kevin would have done the same, but they needed to get the rust bucket to go back to the ship or whatever, to the plane, the rocket, whatever, but they call it the rust bucket, but they needed to go back, or one of them had to, Kevin. So, they made the decision to go. Should they have still left without saving the Sentinel? Yes. In this situation, but they never leave anybody behind, so it's literally, what's the right decision? Do you go back to save the Sentinel but lose the piece of the map, or do you leave the Sentinel who is literally saying, you're not to save me, you're not to protect me, protect the piece of the map. He's willing to sacrifice himself, and he's not willingly going with you. He's waiting for the end, and you go back to save him and lose the piece of the map. What's the right decision? They made a decision that they thought was right, that Ben thought was right. It wasn't the right choice, because ultimately he still disappeared at the end. The Sentinel didn't survive. He wasn't around to continue his life. His whole purpose was to protect the piece of the map. He sacrificed his life for it, and literally he still, even though they saved him, it still didn't really matter at the end of the day, because he's now gone. So they shouldn't have saved him. But we had to find a purpose, and we see how ultimately Ben's decision making in terms of saving and protecting people ultimately leads to him losing the piece. I did like him turning into Ultimate Cannonbolt. That was cool to see that. Obviously, Ultimate Agor really wasn't affected by it. He turns into, for a brief second, I'm trying to remember, I think it's Ripjaw. I think that's the swimming alien from back in Classic. He turned into a version of that alien for a brief second in this episode. That was cool to see that. What I really liked is the actual puzzles of it within the, whatever they called it, the actual title of the episode, like the actual gigantic cube, which I think is their version of the Borg cube from Star Trek. Now, obviously, the Borg cube is a very different concept and everything, but the design of it, a giant cube floating out in space, it's pretty much what it is. Now, for some reason, I think because Agor had the pieces and the actual actual machine or the ship didn't know that Agor specifically was the one who had the 3 pieces, but it scanned it and recognized it and let him in. So when they go through all the different doors, and then they're coming out, when they're walking in straight and then they're coming out at a different angle, and they're upside down at points, I like the fact that there actually was a pattern to it, that Ben started to figure out what the pattern was, which is when there's protectors, or in this case these guards essentially, and these kind of death traps, that you're going in the right direction. If a door willingly opens up for you, you're just continuing to go into rooms that continuously move and keep you within the maze forever. Ben figures out as we're going through it that when there's guards, these white guards that kind of form out of the material on the walls, and they are they're not as big as Humongousaur. We saw it was actually smaller than Humongousaur, but they're pretty big guys, and they honestly remind me a little bit of the design. I believe it's a Mazo. I think that's the robot from Justice League animated series. We had a Mazo. It was gold plated or whatever. The design reminded me a little bit of that, for some reason, or just kind of the concept of it. But was no match. But that's the doors you need to go through, is the one with the guards. So that was pretty smart for Ben to realize that. Ben, out of everybody, to realize that. So that was cool. I like the little moment between Kevin and Ben in the episode, because Gwen gets separated, and I like how, I'll get to Kevin and Ben in a second, because I'm not thinking about this. I like the fact that Gwen is finds Agor throwing stuff at him, and he doesn't care. He's he has no mean to one of Ben's lackeys, doesn't care, he doesn't give a shit, and of course she freezes or whatever. But I just like the little back and forth interaction, because he doesn't give a shit. He's basically looking down at her like a bug. He doesn't give a fuck about her. He doesn't care. It's whatever. I don't think he realizes how powerful she is, but he doesn't really, I don't think he knows, and he doesn't care. Back to Kevin and Ben, not Gwen. Well, Kevin and Gwen do kiss too. But Kevin and Ben, they have a little moment because Ben has tried before to have conversations with Kevin about their feelings, and even Ben addresses it. Well, maybe we're not supposed to. Maybe since we're guys, we're not really supposed to talk about our feelings. But Kevin ultimately admits, I like the version of me that Gwen sees, and I like the fact that you gave me a second chance and all this. So at the end of it, he's like, I want to thank you guys for helping my life be better, or like whatever way he said, like he was basically thanking them for making him a better person, giving him another chance, and seeing him in a different way than what he was. Because, you know, back in the classic era, Ben and Kevin were mortal enemies. They hated each other. I think Kevin hated Ben more than Ben hated Kevin, but literally it was war, constant fighting whenever they ran into each other. So it's nice to see this different balance. And honestly, I was concerned when we started Alien Force. I'm like, Kevin's on this? What? Kevin's on this team? What? And now it's great. It's great. It's a great dynamic, and it changes. I still miss the classic Ben, Gwen, and Max, but I like the new dynamic that they've kind of built here, even though Kevin and Gwen are kind of, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend. But yeah. So it's a fun episode. It was definitely makes you think in terms of the decision Ben had to make and ultimately trying to save the Sentinel and losing the piece. It is kind of frustrating, but that's who Ben is ultimately in the day, is he is a hero, and that's what they do. Like, that's what they do together as a team. They save people. He thought he's making the right decision. It didn't work out so well. And I knew it wasn't going to, because that's what the show was going to do. The show was not going to allow Agrigor to lose and Ben to win in this moment. Because we don't have Map Infinity put together, because Agrigor has the 3 pieces, and then he still needs the 1 remaining that Ben has. Of course he was going to get it. So it wasn't too surprising, too shocking. But anyways, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, let me know in the comments below. And I've been hearing from a lot of you guys. Next week's episode, episode 16, is the one you guys are freaking out about. I've seen a number of people in my comment section, in my Discord, saying you can't wait for episode 16. So I don't know what to expect, but apparently it's really good. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.